yep,
I didn't, that's what all I was asking.
yep, got it, thanks.
Hey, gotta do homework.
That's it for the night.
Stop. Just because you're older than me, just knock it off. Really? Yeah, 6 months.
I would say that's not germane to any actions being taken or contemplated by council.
Close. The only one over is right.
It's kind of after the fact, right?
Audio's on, guys.
Okay.
When did it come in?
Came in yesterday.
Insurance.
I'm gonna get insurance when you retire.
I know, they took it out, remember? The only thing you get
She's
is,
entitled to
is
get
your,
it
get it
on
on
the
the
market now for peanuts.
I can summarize. Can I summarize it?
I thought that's.
It's for, that's for a good cause, and he's a good guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, you should have seen the party he had Saturday, it was, or Sunday, it was.
I heard it was huge.
Same guy?
Same
Oh,
guy.
Yeah, I stopped by that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, it was,
Drinks. Is that what, is the Lakeside's doing one for him too?
Yep.
Yes.
It's-
yep.
And we already approved that.
Oh, because it's a ratification.
Yep.
No, no, no,
No,
no.
no, no, it's just a loudspeaker.
That's what it- yeah.
Yeah. That's-
And it got
is.
approved last
Yeah,
week
yeah.
for that date, so it's going to be on the 17th.
we should know what they're talking about.
So maybe you just do like a summary.
I can summarize
I'm
it.
gonna,
Mark Kane.
There's, maybe just summarize it.
I'm just gonna, I'll let you guys read it.
I have copies.
Maybe say that there's a summary, there's one neighbor with some issues, and maybe we suggest the club speak to the neighbor.
Same thing?
Leave it at that.
I'll make
Really
sure.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, okay.
Can you get that to Judy, please?
Okay, guys all set? Good, everybody good? Running a little bit late today. Okay, I'd like to call the workshop to order on October 5th of 2021 at 5:12 PM. Clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Williams,
He's absent.
Councilmember Bamanto,
Here.
Councilmember Stoyl,
Here.
Councilmember Nichols,
Here.
Councilmember at-large Vandenmover.
Here, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. The pledge of allegiance is to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, just to mention that Don Williams, Councilman Williams, is excused from tonight's meeting, and so is the assessor, Erica Munson, is excused also. Before I read them, before I go out tonight, in the regular meeting, Chief, I was gonna mention about Captain Kaus and Officer Zentz retiring. I don't know if you want to add to that or not, or, okay, I just want to mention that. Thanks for reminding me, Nance.
Anytime.
All right. Okay, we'll skip over certification of prior meetings and reading of the privilege of the floor. We'll go to communications, Mayor Rosas.
I just want to announce that this Friday at 2:30, I will be presenting the 2023 budget to the council right here in the conference room.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
What time is it, Mayor?
2:30 p.m.
All right, moving on to communications, public and petitions.
Number one, donation of $1,500 from the Kosciuszko Polish Home Association to the City of Dunkirk Police Department to go toward the continued K-9 unit training and equipment costs.
Any discussion, council? Just like to have one of us thank the Kosciuszko Club for that donation, and also for the next one for the
I'll do it.
for the fire department also.
Okay.
And we'll receive and file both of those.
Okay. Number three, request from the Joanne and Tom Crane of 253 Maple Avenue to have 13 sick trees removed from the side parcel of land that they wish to purchase from the city, as they are a hazard and could cause damage to their house and or vehicles.
I think everybody knows where I stand on this one, but is there any other discussion on this? I mean, it's asking a lot to remove 13 trees from land so they can go buy it, so I think we're going to be right back to where we started first of the year on this, but if you want to, I can make a motion to refer this to the city attorney and Department of Public Works. Yeah, I need a first.
First.
Second.
Romano, Nichols.
Number 4, prior written notice from Patricia Kibbe of 749 Park Avenue requesting a hazardous tree in front of her residence be removed, as it was not removed when other trees in the neighborhood and neighboring streets were removed.
Any discussion, Council?
Yeah, she had a problem, and I brought it to this body, and I believe Nancy brought something to the body, and she wrote us a note, and she ended up getting electrical repairs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I'd like to see if we can help this person out and get something done over there.
I'd like to add to that. That issue that Pat was talking about, this one is something different. This tree is taller than what the city can take care of. And she was told at the time, I believe Mr. Woodbury did tell her that Kravitz would have to come in with their equipment when they did it to take the tree, the rest of the limbs down, because it was too tall. It was over the 60 feet limit that the city could handle. Is that not correct?
That's
Randy?
true. It's on the list for Kravitz. Andy's putting that together, but right now he's busy with his work up toward neck and paving, doing a really good job. Good start, but after paving is done, we'll do the trees.
Okay, I need a first.
Nichols.
Second.
Stoyl.
Number 5, notice of claim from Tammy Romanek of 17 Middlesex Drive, Fredonia, for damages to her kitchen faucet that clogged with debris allegedly from water line issues on September 2nd, 2021.
Any discussion, Council?
I don't know, you know.
I agree with him,
I agree, I agree also. I think we all read it and agreed the same thing, but, you know,
Triple I.
I don't know. How about if I need a motion to refer to the city attorney and Department of
Nichols.
Public Works. Nichols,
I'll second it.
Pomano.
Good luck, Rick.
Number 6, notice of claim from Carol Shook of 199 Lakeshore Drive West for damages to her toilet fill valve allegedly after water was restored on September 3rd, 2021 after the main break.
You know, unfortunately, we're going to be seeing this because of this, but I assume this was going to be coming on. Probably, Richard, you probably heard probably more than I did, and Randy, so if there's no discussion on this, I want to do the same thing as just refer this to the city attorney and Department of Public Works.
Nichols.
Second.
Number 7, notice of claim from Thomas and Colette Zacharias of 54 Point Drive West for the cost of cleaning their flooded basement and workshop allegedly due to sewer backup on July 13th and 14th, 2021 at approximately 3 to 4 a.m.
Any discussion, Council? Also refer this to city attorney and Department of Public Works Director.
Nichols.
Second.
Pomano.
Number 8, ratification loudspeaker permit request from Marcus E. Promber for DJ equipment at the Hose Foreground Pavilion on October 2nd, 2021 from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Yeah, so this was, last week, I received a call from the city clerk, Ramos, and he did ask, I mean, it was one of those late things coming in from Marcus. The first thing I asked is see if the hose foregrounds were available, which they were. Thanks for everybody that's getting back to council on that. I just figured it was the end of the year thing, so I know things happen, and we've been kind of lenient, you know, this year with that also, so thanks. And that'd be under my usual conditions. Need a first?
Nichols.
Second.
I just want to add something to that, Paul.
Yep.
Can't we for next time around for the next season, abide by or take out the 30 days notice that's in there when they request that, and that would be up to you to make the call.
Yeah,
If
whatever,
it does.
Edwin, whatever makes your job easier,
Okay.
you just think about it and get back to us on that, and we can definitely change some things around, because I know things happen, and, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough trying to get things in before a 2-week period for our council meetings to get approval, but it was just nice seeing people get back to normal this
Right,
year.
But I
and,
don't know
you
how to
but-
alert people of policies and procedures.
Well, we can do that. So when he came in, all he wanted to do was rent the Hose Foregrounds. And so I prompted him, are you having any kind of entertainment over there? Because you're going to need to have, you know, permission to have entertainment. And so he said, yeah, I'm hoping to have a DJ and all that. So at that point I said, well, you know, the council is frowning on late entries and walk-ons. But in order to do this right, you're going to need permission or you can be shut down at any point. So if they don't have a loudspeaker permit, then the police can go over there and just shut them down for no reason at all. Not that that would ever happen, but if somebody were to make a complaint, so the first time, normally with the loudspeaker permit, they have two chances. The first time they go over, they get warned, and then the second time, they're going to get shut down. Without a loudspeaker permit, there's no warning necessary.
Right.
So it would behoove him and anybody else to have a loudspeaker permit. And so that's why I went ahead and tried to get that done.
Chief,
Yeah.
Councilman, also, I realize, there are special circumstances, but I think the 30 days is a good thing. So if there is an issue with the event, we all can sit down and have time to plan it or change it, like some of the issues we had earlier this year. That allows us that 30 days to say, we're going to hold this and we need to look into this. So I do like the 30-day policy because it gives us the opportunity to look into things before we okay it.
Okay,
I like to echo that, Public Works is the same way.
okay.
30 days when you can. There are special circumstances, you handle this one fine, and we're okay with special circumstances.
I understand that, and as long as the council has a way to handle last-minute ones that are special circumstances, I have no issue with it, but I would like to see some type of time frame for these things, so if we have an issue, we have the time to discuss it or make changes if need be.
Now, I can hold a hard line. If you want me to hold a hard line, I can do that.
Try to hold the hard line because sometimes there's things that we need to assemble to get there. So the 30 days has worked so well, the police department, public works, fire department, stuff like that, that I think we should try to do that one. It doesn't have to be quote unquote hard line, but it should be a policy we try to get.
Yeah, go ahead, Mayor.
I just think that we should be careful with this issue, because what happens is that we have some community members that are well-liked and they are given the opportunity to come in and avoid policy, and then others that are not well-liked will not be allowed to do that. So we have to be very careful. If we're going to set a policy, then we are going to set a policy and be strong with it. If we're going to be lenient, then we should set a policy on how lenient we're going to be and how that's going to work as well. That's my recommendation.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, all good points. I say that we keep it the same, and if we do need to, I think it worked out well. We had a couple of circumstances that we had to handle, but always, he gets a hold of me, he gets a hold of the council, I call Randy, I try to get a hold of the chief and the mayor and let them know what's going on. So there are communications where one person isn't making that decision, so.
My concern was because I think we had 4 maybe this year like that. Is that going to escalate? That was the only point I was, so that if they know they can slide by the rules and regulations, that more people can abuse the situation.
I say whoever this council is next year, at the beginning of the year, when it comes around that season, hammer it right at the beginning of the year and say, listen, this is the format we're following, make it very clear, mention it at a couple meetings, have everybody speak on it and get the word out. So, COVID was last year, we didn't have anything, we're trying to get back to normal, we had a little leeway. This year, we were standing by the 30-day. We know that things happen, but just hit it home, at the beginning of the year or beginning of the season, I don't know, it's a suggestion,
I'm good with the 30 days.
Okay,
Let's
good,
get it out there at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
And we're going to have to keep on doing it all year. Announce it every week.
Sounds good.
Every 2 weeks.
Number 9.
Yep.
Loudspeaker permit request from the Lakeside Club to have a live band on October 17th, 2021, from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Again, this is for an event for a benefit for Pete Cortez, which is, excellent guy and family in the community. They had a fundraiser last Sunday, which a lot of you guys, I saw a lot of the faces here down there, and it was just a great event, and he's struggling to get back, and he needs all the help he can get, and I think this is a good benefit for him. And it's, thank the Lakeside Club for, for putting this together for him, for a financial fundraiser. We did receive a complaint from the neighbor I just gave it to Richard. I think that what I'm gonna do is reach out to the club. I know the officers, and I'm gonna have them go over and speak to her personally. But, by no means are we gonna cancel. I suggest that we don't, so whatever you guys wanna do. Is there anybody else who wants to speak on that?
Remember when the neighborhoods were having music in their neighborhood and they got petitions signed by the neighbors? Are clubs exempt from that when we were talking about it? To see if they were in agreement or it bothered them to have it, you know, like the neighbors were having it and they gave the list of all the neighbors.
I know a rule of thumb is that the clubs usually let the neighbors know, and usually the clubs always have the same events every year, so that everybody anticipates that happening. I mean, it's not like they're having everything like we made that, 4 up that they could have this year. A lot of clubs never even utilize that this year. So I'm thinking this is where that's gonna fall into, and that's the first one they're gonna have, so I think we stay with it.
Well, this
There's
is
a line in here, Paul, that I know the president personally.
Yeah.
I cannot see him speaking to somebody in that matter.
No, that's what I said too, so.
But she's a neighbor, and she's got a right to.
And this benefit is extenuating circumstances. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
That's a good idea for you to, you're gonna get a hold of him.
Yes, I will. I'll make some, I'll get a hold of them right after the meeting today. I'll reach out to everybody. So, it's gonna be, my usual conditions then, right? Marty? Bomano? Nichols? All right, moving on to, reports of standing committees, boards and commissions. Marty?
Nothing here.
All right, Judge?
Nothing here.
Vance?
Let me back up 1 second. Chief, are we all set with the schedule changes for the high school football?
Yeah.
They're playing tonight and they're playing Saturday night.
Yep, I gave it to Sergeant Deason and we corrected it, so we're good to go.
Okay, that's all I got here.
Okay. Is this Sandy Lombardo?
Look like her.
Yeah. All right. Sandy Lombardo's here tonight to ask about the cutout, when we're gonna have the kids come out and cut the curb off.
I can communicate with Pete, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you and I agreed to. I told her that, I know that's, the school year just started, so I know they have longer
You got a schedule.
semester than that.
Yeah, Grace will come out there and go.
Right,
Yeah, so
right.
it'll be fine.
That's what she's gonna ask tonight.
Be a good project for her. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I do have another thing for you, Randy. 115 Swan Street, Dan Rayner's house. I sent you his email that he
Yeah.
sent me about, he said it's a continuous problem with him in his basement.
Or it's so continuous.
And it's the whole side of that street on Swan.
I'll go over there and meet him, because he's gonna know what we should do.
Yeah, I mean, he's Department of Public Works Director of Fredonia. So the thing is with him is that it's a reoccurring issue every time it rains. I could see one time, but he's just getting frustrated in the sewer back up, and he said they can't figure it out.
Yeah, I thought it was related to that one time event, but it's continuous.
It's continuous.
I'll go over there and see.
He said it was like the 4th time.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay, sounds good. And Chief, I had just on the way here today, I had a Heather Cowell call me about the corner of Ruggles and Lincoln, or about an accident on the,
Lincoln and Talcott.
yeah, Lincoln and Talcott.
I was there today.
Okay, she was wondering if we could do something about the stop signs or something there. I haven't drove by and taken a look at it.
I did look at them. I'm gonna have DPW trim some trees back, but they are visible, but I mean,
Yeah.
some of them are obscured a little bit, but there are pre-warning signs in front of those stop signs as well. So, I mean,
Yeah, so we're doing everything we
I'm
can,
gonna
right?
send cars up there, we're gonna sit and write some tickets there.
Okay, sounds good, thanks. Okay. Thanks. Okay, that's all I have. Unfinished business, seeing none, pre-filed resolutions.
Number 68, resolution accepting change order for additional citywide paving.
Randy?
Yep. We got a really good price from Shore Paving, because they're already mobilized. We don't, usually mobilization is a big part of getting the equipment here. And so because of that, we have extra availability of CHIPS money to do more streets. We got a good start with that today. The milling machine will be here either tomorrow or sometime this week, and we got About a third of the streets will be milled and millings removed. About a third of the streets will be milled and ground in place and used as a base for nice cover. And then the other ones will just get an overlay. We're going to use the same type of material on all the streets, the type 6, 3-inch with polymer. It gives us we started using that on the 300 block of Russell Street, which was pretty much a lunar landscape before we did that. So I think you're going to be happy when the program's done. We're going to head toward, we're starting in the northeast corner and head toward southwest corner. If we've got extra, we can add to this. So we'll do what we can right away and then see what we got left and keep it going.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that Marty and I were talking about a couple streets that I didn't see in the paper, but I do see it on the resolution, so awesome, good job. Anybody else?
Pam did a nice, Brian, you're over.
There, now listen. Are you done with Aslan?
That's what I was done today, yeah.
That's done? Because the end of that, going toward Lakeshore Drive, kind of petered out at the end.
Okay. Take a look at that. We can fix that. That was the first one they did, so we're going to be working on workshops so we can fix the end of that. We're down the street.
Did you hear him, Judge? We're gonna be working on it ourselves, so we'll fix it.
Yeah, thank you.
And Pam did a nice job with the streets that are going to be surfaced, resurfaced, or done, so that the public knows which streets are going to be resurfaced. She did a great job on it, with the exception of Digges Eagle Street.
But that was on the first resolution and the second resolution.
Randy and I have had communications over it, that's all been settled.
Yeah, and that's one right here. That's gonna be milled and ground in place, and it's used for very important reasons, and gas company and
Yeah, it was,
and some other places in the other direction.
that's what I was saying over on West Fifth Street, we're putting a new main line in there and all service lines, so that's what I was gonna, if you can hold off on that.
We're gonna get to that one last.
Yeah.
And then over there on Eagle, it's, I'm glad Judge brought that to my attention, it's got some drainage issues. We're gonna grind it up and use that as a base, shape it, and pave over top of that, make it a nice surface.
Thank you.
So we're gonna we're turning some of these worst streets into some of the best streets, that's been our plan all along.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good? 69?
Resolution with Finance Committee authorization, ARPA stimulus fund use allocations.
I'm gonna ask the council to table this tonight, and because I want a little bit more, I just got some questions, Don has some questions, and some of the other ones had some questions, and where exactly the funding's gonna go. So I wanna sit down with the mayor and Richard and the council, and just, I know I couldn't make the 11 o'clock meeting at the finance meeting, so there's some questions I need to know where exactly it's gonna go, and itemize it, so we have a better idea, so we can tell the public. But by no means are we gonna nix anything, but we just wanna have a little more discussion on it. And I did speak to the mayor and Richard prior to the meeting tonight, and that's what I was talking about, so, okay? So when I'm out there, I'm gonna need somebody to table it. Okay.
So
Thanks.
moved.
Number 70,
70.
resolution authorizing school resource officer agreement renewal, Dunkirk City School District.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Chief, that's the same procedure as it was before. When there's no school, they would be scheduled to work at the station.
It all depends on what the school has for summer programs, and the officer does work on a safety plan over the summer as well.
Okay.
It's still, when the school can release them for a few days here and there, we do use them, but they do have a lot going on for the summer as well.
Thanks.
No business, none? Motion to adjourn.
First?
Second.
Bomano, second by Stoyl.
Councilmember Bamanto,
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried. Workshop's adjourned.
Well, let's see. Guys ready for us out there?
So you're gonna want me to summarize that then?
Don't ever read it.
I know what you're talking about.
Hey, Marty, they hauled her out of here one day, from the fumes.
What are we doing?
Chief ordered her to get tested.
Silence?
Richard, are we gonna put a resolution together to change the date for November on election day?
Yeah, we talked about that, but I hadn't heard back from you guys. We can do that for the next meeting.
Yeah.
Monday?
Guys,
Monday.
figure out a
Monday.
date.
It makes more sense to do
Yeah.
Monday. Yeah.
All right.
Monday.
Yeah, we'll do it Monday, then we'll
You
pass
wanna
it
see
next
everybody
week.
crying on Wednesday?
4 o'clock?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna do the Halloween trick or treat hours
Yeah,
too
let's
also.
make it at
then.
4 o'clock.
I don't even know if we can.
Huh?
I don't even know if we can.
We can do anything we want with the council.
They're still having court. No, it's not a court day.
Oh,
Monday's not a court day.
Sure?
Meet out there.
Monday's not court day.
Okay.
Tuesday, Thursday.
I'll get a hold of everybody.
Oh my goodness, you gotta get up and speak.
That's Mondays, All Saints Days.
It's a holy day of obligation. Gotta go to church. It's all saints day.
Oh, good? All right. Guys, all set? Here we go. I'd like to call the regular meeting to order at the Common Council on October 5th of 2021 at 6:44 PM. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Williams?
He is excused tonight.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Here.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Here.
Councilmember Nichols?
Here.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Here, please stand for a pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Certification of prior meeting.
This is to certify that an official copy of the minutes of the Common Council meeting of Tuesday, September 21st, 2021 was presented to the mayor on Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Pursuant to Section 3.03 of the Dunkirk City Charter, all items presented to the mayor are now in full force and effect. In witness whereof I have hereto set my hand and the seal of the city of Dunkirk, New York, this 5th day of October, 2021.
I need a motion dispensing the reading of the minutes
So moved.
by Nichols. Second by Bomano.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Before I open up the privilege of the floor, I'd just like to recognize a couple people. First of all, excuse Don Williams, the councilman, and excuse Erica Munson, the assessor. And I'd just like to recognize Captain Richard Kaus and Officer Steve Zentz for 29 and a half years of service in the police force, and I wish them the best and their families the best. Chief, you want to mention anything else?
Same from me. Two guys who put their heart and soul into this community every single day and made a commitment to keep this community safe. They've done their time, and I wish them nothing but the best, very happy, healthy retirement, and thank them for their service to our community.
Excellent. Mayor, anything?
No, they've,
No.
Just want to congratulate all of the members in the police department that are retiring. They've done a good job. All the years of service they put in, they've done good for our community.
Thank you, Mayor. Council? Anybody? Good?
Gentlemen, thank you for the two people that retired. Thank you for their service through the years. I know these guys, and they were dedicated to the city and the community. So enjoy your retirement. See you soon.
There you go. Thanks. Great job.
For two wonderful guys that started on the same day and ended their police career on the same day, it's a very nice salute for them to go together.
Congratulations to both of them, and special note on Steve. He helped clean up the unwanted population on the end of Main Street. And then Mr. Woodbury followed through and had everything cut down so we can see who's living in whatever doing
Living
out
where?
there.
Nobody
So
anymore.
congratulations to both you fellas.
Good job.
Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. All right, now we'll move on to privilege of the floor regulations.
The privilege of the floor shall be extended to any person appearing for themselves, in which case that individual shall be limited to 3 minutes, and to any person representing a group who shall be limited to 5 minutes. When recognized, please stand and state your name and address. The city clerk shall have the duty of maintaining such time limits, and the councilman at large may determine in his discretion whether individuals are speaking for themselves or representing groups. Councilman at large Vandenboer shall maintain good order and may require any speaker to cease speaking if remarks are made in bad taste or are slanderous or non-germane to any action or taken or contemplated by council. The time limits specified above shall be strictly adhered to, except that a speaker may be allowed to complete a statement or thought started before such time has expired.
Privilege of the floor is open. Anyone wishing to speak tonight? Please state your name and your address.
Hi, Sandra Lombardo, 108 King Street, Dunkirk. The reason I am here today, and I'm still a little shaken up, is because I live on the corner of King and Talcott. There was an accident on the corner of Lincoln and Talcott today. Originally, way back in the day, when the Millennium Parkway project came, I worked with Dave. We got the stop signs up because it was nothing but a racetrack. When I went out this afternoon, all I seen was debris underneath the semi, and all I could think of is that's a child laying there dead. Who knows? All I'm saying is the stop sign is not working. It has not been working. You know, we've talked about this many times, and the only thing I can tell you is, well, thank God this lady's still alive that was in this accident today. We should probably take a few moments to say a prayer for her, that she's not paralyzed, because when we approached her, she could not move. So please pray for her that she's okay. And we definitely, the stop sign is just not working. We definitely need a light. There's no doubt about it. That is what is needed. We live there. We see it every day. There are multiple runnings of that stop sign, multiple, per day. I could bring in the whole neighborhood here to tell you how many times we've seen people run that stop sign. And even the police officers even know. So there is no doubt about it. We need a light there. Back in the day, there was a blinking red light. I don't know, Officer Ortolano said that we cannot have a blinking red light. I don't know, he said we have to have a whole light. But we have to, I don't know if it's the city, it's the county, but we all have to get together as a community for safety. There are many children in that neighborhood, and God forbid we don't want to see a fatality, because that's about what's coming. And I don't know how far we can push our luck on this, but they're definitely, I speak for the whole community, the whole city of Dunkirk. It could be one of your family members that's going to end up being killed at that corner if we don't get a light there. So hopefully, I don't know, what do we have to do to make a resolution here for a light? What do we have to do? Tell me, I will help.
Well,
I will get the community,
yeah.
I will get the neighborhood. We need petitions. What do we need? I mean, the city can't afford a light. I mean, why can't you afford safety?
So the biggest thing is that we'll have you attend, Mr. Stoyle. He chairs the safety
Well, I will call a
committee.
public safety meeting with the chiefs, and Marty and I, and hopefully you and a couple of your neighbors, sit down and explain this, and we'll have the chief explain.
So the stop sign
Whatever.
definitely is not working, Dave. It's not working. We cannot, you can cut down the brush, you can make a bigger sign, you could do, you need a light. You need a light.
Yeah, you can come up. Just come on up and state your name and your address, please.
Heather Kroll, 91 Ruggles. This was actually almost right on my lawn. There were 5 accidents that I'm aware of since I've lived there in 4 years. Officer Ortolano has told me multiple times they'll sit there and write tickets. Tickets aren't going to do anything. I never see anyone out there writing tickets. The trees will block. He even admitted after the fact, after the driver got the ticket, after there was an accident, he went back through. He said the tree is blocking. He says, I'll have somebody come by tomorrow and cut the tree. What are we doing for today? There's not an officer sitting there monitoring these trucks so they don't pass that. There's not somebody there today cutting this tree so it's not blocking. There's been one accident today. How many more are there going to be? Who's going to monitor this tree to make sure it's being cut, because it hasn't been done in 4 years?
Right, so first of all, what I want to mention, this is the first we heard of it tonight. So my recommendation is what we just got to tell you. We need to sit down with you and speak, and we'll bring you to a committee meeting. And if you want to bring more people at the neighborhood, we'll have the police chief with us, and we'll have the council, whoever sits on that committee. We will listen, we will come to a conclusion for you.
Okay.
I promise you that.
Excuse me, whose responsibility is it? Is it the county or the city to put a light there?
It could be the state's also.
Okay.
The state has a lot more control of these cities and villages than a lot of people know.
Well, Ortolano told me today that the decision is his.
That decision for the red light's not mine, it's a county road.
Yeah, but we don't want to play the county and city game again. You know what I mean? We've
No,
been through that many times.
I understand that.
As I told you today, I went back myself and looked. I will ask DPW to go down there and look at the trees tomorrow and trim them as needed. The stop sign coming one way is clearly visible.
Because my husband cut the branches down.
Thank you. And I thank him for being a good citizen and doing that. I looked at it today, and I'll get with DPW tomorrow, and we'll send a crew over there, and we'll have them look and trim what they need to trim. When we put those stop signs up, I was even adamant that we put the 4 warning signs up, and Sandy will tell you. I had to fight to get the stop signs up with the county, and we got them up. And we even have signs before the stop signs that say stop sign ahead, so there's a double warning there. I've had the guys sit, and we have written tickets there. We'll keep writing tickets there, and I'll do the best we can.
Dave, I understand that you've done, this is the second accident within 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And I'm just saying, there's no other solution other than there needs to be a light.
Randy, is there,
There needs to be
Randy,
a light.
But people run red lights too.
right. Randy, can we team up
I
with you and the
understand.
chief and see if we can come,
Yeah.
go over there tomorrow and take a look at this and see if we can do something?
Absolutely.
Because they're running it from both directions, and I even have a video after the accident that another truck just ran the stop sign by my house.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can hear the brakes, the air brakes, they're constantly stopping at the last minute.
It's
Just a suggestion, when Councilman Stoyl has the safety meeting, council will be there, maybe we can reach out to somebody at the county level on their safety committee, because they have safety committees there, come down and listen to it.
When would that be?
He's got to call the meeting.
I will talk to the chief after this meeting, and we'll set it up, and we'll announce it in the paper,
Okay.
all right?
Sometime this month, though?
Oh, believe me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you
Randy,
very much.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you.
I will invite the county safety engineer to be at that meeting.
Okay.
There is one of the engineers at the county who specializes in intersection safety.
Okay.
He should be there. There could be some things, maybe another sign on the other side. There's some things that we can do to beef that up. So we appreciate it being brought to our attention. We work well together. We'll try to make the best
I'll
solution.
do everything I can, as I have done in the past. I will try and do everything I can.
Yeah,
Public
whatever
Works
you
will
guys
work
do.
with the chief
You guys
on
do a
that.
great job,
He
thanks.
will.
All right, thank you, ladies, appreciate it. Yep, Mayor?
While it is a county road, it is still the city's responsibility to maintain public safety. I think that our DPW needs to understand that these trees need to be trimmed so that these stop signs can be seen. I'm not sure if a light is needed, but perhaps a study should be pushed for from the county so that we can ascertain for sure if a light is needed. I don't think that the light is needed if we can maintain those trees properly trimmed.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you.
All good.
If I could say one more thing, I totally agree with the mayor, and if people see other stop signs blocked, call them in, 366-9832. We want to put those on the list. Those are a high priority. Our street supervisor drives the city and looks out for these things, so we'll put it on the list to trim them. If we can, like an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure, it's worth a lot more than that in the situation you brought up. So people call in. If you see anything blocking stop signs or any kind of other hazards like that, call them into DPW. We'll address them. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak tonight?
name's Chantal Gatto. I live at 309 Dove Street, Dunkirk, New York. I just wanted to take this time, it's been a little over a month for me at this point. For those of you who may not know, on August 23rd, my nephew Javier Garcia is the individual who had drowned off the pier. And by being a kid and jumping in the water late at night. And I just want to publicly thank all the police department that were there, the fire department that were there, and anyone who's come in contact with me since then for all their hospitality and the professionalism. I thank God that I do raise my kids in Dunkirk because of the situation. The school themselves have reached out, have initiated counseling for not only my kids, but other kids in the area that he had spent lots of time with. And I just want to thank everyone as a community that in times like this, when people have very horrible things happen in their life, that we are a strong community to come together and to be able to help each other through it. And I just want to thank everyone for that.
Thank you. Yeah, I did not know that was your relative. I'm very sorry for your loss.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Anybody else wishing to speak tonight?
Sandra Lombardo, 108 King Street. Okay, now we're going to go to a different issue of the 111 King Street, which is on the Talcott Street side, to removal of the curb in front of the garage.
Yeah, we just spoke about that tonight in the workshop. Randy and I
Sure.
are going to get a hold of P-Tech and Matt Grace.
I think we have a good solution for that. It's not going to cost anybody anything.
All right.
And so the P-Tech has done some volunteer work at the dog shelter. They have a good program there. You unfortunately bought out a garage that the previous owner told the county they wanted it left like that, which I agree with you. It should be a curb cut there. Unfortunately, we can't do it with city work, but we can help you find a group of kids that would like to do this as a project. And so that's the solution the mayor and the councilman and I worked on. I'll talk to P-Tech and get that going on your behalf.
Okay, thank you. And yeah, just let me know ahead of time, and the neighbors are willing to move their vehicles out of the way so they can get that. And I'll buy some pizza. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Anybody else wishing to speak tonight? Floor is closed. All right, moving on to communications of the mayor, including disapproval messages. Mayor Rosas.
Mr. Chairman, I just have a couple of announcements, but before I do, I would like to commend our DPW water distribution workers. Yesterday, there was an accident where their services were needed, and our fire department, police department, they all did a very professional job. I was out there on the scene, very proud to be the mayor to see these guys working together.
Excellent.
Also, again, I just want to announce to the public that the budget presentation for the year 2023 will be this Friday at 2:30 p.m. here in the Mayor's Conference Room at City Hall. Also want to remind the council that Halloween hours, people are inquiring about the hours that we're going to have Halloween this year. Hopefully there'll be a communication from the council for the next meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Also wanted to remind the council that City Hall will be closed next Monday for Columbus Day. And Wi-Fi grant, the city of Dunkirk just received notice that we have been awarded $103,000 for a city broadband and solar-powered cellular device charging station project. This project will install Wi-Fi hotspots throughout Point Gratiot and Wright Parks, so citizens and park visitors will be able to access free Wi-Fi just about anywhere throughout the parks and our waterfront. In addition, the grant funds will be used to purchase 7 new solar-powered cellular device charging stations to be installed at the Point, the Pier, and Wright Park. The skate park painting project, we have been working with Eagle Scout Brian Profit to coordinate his council-approved project to repaint the skate park. Brian has secured the materials for the project and is planning to paint the skate park features and building facade this Saturday and Sunday, October 9th and 10th. Special thanks to Sherman Williams, who has been working with Ryan and our team on securing the paint and graffiti removal materials for the concrete. We ask the people, please not use the skate park this weekend so he can complete the project and allow for the paint to dry. And then also, the city of Dunkirk is proud to announce that we will be hosting the 2022 Cabela's Bass Pro Shops National Walleye Fishing Tournament Championships next August 24th to 26th. This invitational event attracts anglers and spectators from across the country. The event will be televised nationally and will be a great promotional opportunity for our city. This is where we can showcase our waterfront and the new developments that we have there. We are pleased to be working with the local fishing tournaments and experts to plan and coordinate this exciting event. So this is, again, another national event that we've been able to connect and bring here to the city of Dunkirk. This will showcase Lake Erie here on our waterfront, and we expect it to be a major event.
Yeah, that's huge. That's big time. That's a
Thank
big
you.
event.
That's all that I have.
Awesome. Thanks, Mayor. It's great news. Communications from public and petitions.
Number one, donation of $1,500 from the Kosciuszko Polish Home Association of the City of Dunkirk to the City of Dunkirk Police Department to go toward the continued K-9 unit training and equipment costs.
You just want to read the second one, we'll just put those together. Edwin, read the other one, we'll just put them together.
Number two is donation of $1,500 from the Kosciuszko Polish Home Association to the City of Dunkirk Fire Department to go toward the purchase of 2 new portable generators.
Any discussion, council, on number one and number two? Councilman Bomano?
Yes, I'd like to thank the Kosciuszko Club for their generous donation, always helping out the community. Thank you very much.
Anybody else?
Yeah, especially coming off of COVID, to be able to give this generous donation is just, it's wonderful for them, thinking of where our needs can be well used. It can be put to good use, both locations, fire department and the police department. Thank you.
Yeah, I would also like to thank the Kosciuszko Polish Home for the donations for both. Excellent. From a great club. Thanks for everybody. We'll receive and file both of those. Number three.
Number three, request from Joanne and Tom Crane of 253 Maple Avenue to have 13 sick trees removed from the side parcel of land that they wish to purchase from the city, as they are hazard and could cause damage to the house or vehicles.
Yep. I mean, like I said in the workshop, you know where I stand with this. I don't think we should be cleaning parcels for somebody to purchase, so especially 13 trees. So any other discussion? With that note, I will refer this to the city attorney and Department of Public Works Director. By Bomano, second by Nichols.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye. Carried.
And number four, prior written notice from Patricia Kibbe of 749 Park Avenue requesting a hazardous tree in front of her house, in front of her residence, be removed as it was not removed when other trees in the neighborhood and neighboring streets were removed.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, as I said in the workshop, Paul, Mrs. Kibbe was notified back when the other trees were removed that the tree she's talking about is higher than the 60 feet that, and our city equipment cannot touch anything over 60. And she was told that Kravitz, when they came in and did the city with the higher than 60-foot trees, that tree would be tended to. Is that not correct, Mr. Woodbury?
That is correct. We're concentrating on paving right now, and after we're done with that, we'll concentrate on the trees. We'll work a combination of city crews and Kravitz to do the taller trees. Also, the street department's going to concentrate. We're going to pave a lot of streets, but we've got to make a full sweep of the city before this work arrives. That make sure that all the potholes are patched in other places that we don't get paved. So paving and pothole patching are first. We can get Kravitz going on the big trees, and then the city workers get back to trees later in the fall and winter, so we can prepare for that word I don't want to mention.
So as Don was done with the paving, this will be done with the tree cuttings with the article in the newspaper as well, correct?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, so I would need a motion to refer the city attorney and Department of Public Works by Nichols, second by Stoyl.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 5, notice of claim from Tammy Romanek of 17 Middlesex Drive, Fredonia, for damages to her kitchen faucet that clogged with debris allegedly from water line issues on September 2nd, 2021.
Any discussion, council?
Yeah, I would suggest that you send it to the Board of Trustees in Fredonia.
There you go. Anybody else?
Second?
Anybody else? All right, I need a motion to refer this to the city attorney and Department of Public Works by Nichols, second by Bomano.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 6, notice of claim from Carol Shuk of 199 Lakeshore Drive West for damages to her toilet fill valve allegedly after water was restored on September 3rd, 2021 after the main break.
Any discussion, council? Same thing, refer to the city attorney and Department of Public Works by Nichols and second by Stoyl.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 7, notice of claim from Thomas and Colette Zacharias of 54 Point Drive West for the cost of cleaning their flooded basement and workshop allegedly due to sewer backup on July 13th and 14th, 2021 at approximately 3 to 4 a.m.
Any discussion, council?
Well, I just want to know, in past claims like these, there was always the comment made that there was no prior notification made. Does that still apply to all these as well?
Richard, do you want to answer that?
It does in the sense that if the city was called out during prior issues, the city was called out because it was blocked or something in the main, that has a role to play. I mean, this one is a little bit bigger than that because that was such a big rain event that weekend on the 3rd and 4th. But it is a factor. It isn't a determining factor, but it is a factor of the sewer main issues.
Okay, thank you.
I need a motion to refer this to the city attorney and Department of Public Works by Nichols, second by Bomano.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 8, ratification loudspeaker permit request from Marcus E. Promber for DJ equipment at the Host Foregrounds Pavilion on October 2nd, 2021 from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m.
Any discussion, council? I need a motion to refer this to the appropriate departments as well as approve subject appropriate insurance as usual conditions.
Nichols.
By Nichols, second by Stoyl.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried.
Number 9, loudspeaker permit request from the Lakeside Club to have a live band on October 17, 2021 from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m.
Any discussion, council? Need a motion to refer this, or I'll just use my usual conditions on that by Bomano, second by Nichols.
Councilmember Bamanto?
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl?
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols?
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer?
Aye, carried. Reports, standing committees, boards, and commissions. Councilman Bomano.
Al, 3rd Street berm by the railroad tracks, it got done all the way from Main Street, all the way up to Mark's house here on Swan Street. It stopped again, all the way down to Robin. There was nothing done for the second time. Can you give us an update what you can do about that? Because I will get the calls.
CSX has hired a private contractor to take care of that. I met with them on Friday. I wasn't aware that they hadn't completed it. I'll be in touch with them tomorrow to see if they're coming back. On a happier note, they have a schedule to come here 4 times next year.
They just didn't finish the job. Thank you. Randy, give me an update on Mike Gifford's house on Woodrow and 4th.
Yes. There were some sewer repairs there, and we talked with the contractor. I'd like to thank the councilman for helping me make peace between the plumber and the resident. There's still a little bit of work that the city can do to help on that situation. The plumber has agreed to do his part of it. And the plumber did dig out a stump that the city would have had to grind up, so it saved us some work. But the stump is sitting there. So tomorrow I'll have the guys go pick up that stump, get it off the lawn, and it's going to have it was a tough situation. You helped smooth it out. It's going to have a happy ending.
Thanks for your help, Brandon.
Thank you.
A couple announcements. DHS varsity football team is playing tonight at 7 o'clock, and they moved their Friday game to Saturday because of COVID issues at 7 o'clock. Chief Ortolano, we all set for coverage?
Good to go.
Thanks. Recreation update. The men's fall league just finished. The championship was played Tuesday night. Everything went well. They had 6 to 8 teams, and congratulations to the champs, whoever you were. Flag football is also going on, and their regular season just finished Sunday, and their playoffs will be starting this Sunday, and they last for 2 weeks, then they play their championship game. I'd like to thank Ryan Hall for the job he's done organizing both leagues, and Patty Waseski, the work that she's been doing down there helping Ryan out. I'd like to thank the mayor and Jill for getting that broadband grant. Thank you very much, and getting that walleye tournament here. Thank you. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Councilman Romano. Councilman Stroll?
Yeah, I'd like the young lady there could you leave your number with Edwin, city clerk?
Sandy?
You.
Yes.
Would you leave your number with Edwin, and then I'll talk to the chief, and we'll set up a meeting, and then Edwin can notify you? Would that be all right with you, Edwin?
Absolutely.
Would that be okay?
Yes.
Yeah, instead of going through all the rigmarole, we can nip it in the bud.
Okay.
Thank you. Is that all right, chief?
Sounds good.
That's all I got.
All right, thank you. Councilman Stroll, Councilwoman Nichols?
Yes, first of all, I'm not going to let Edwin get off scot-free. He was supposed to make an announcement on the phone system and in the clerk's office and how the changes have been taking place.
That was my fault. After the meeting, I rushed to the new business. I didn't think there was any new business, so that was my fault.
So
Would you like me to do that now, Councilwoman?
Yes, please.
So, during the mayor's first administration, we put in a brand new phone line in the entire city hall. And it comes with many features. During the COVID, we found out that while we were having people at home, through the 50-50 and the 75% people at home, the community was still trying to do business with City Hall. Therefore, our phone lines were just jammed constantly. So there were some times when the clerks, when both clerks or all three clerks were on the phone, and people were still trying to call in. So to that end, we initiated the automatic teller, or the automatic, it's basically an auto system that will direct you to different departments if the phone is occupied. So when you call in, instead of having to leave a message during business hours, the phone will prompt you to push a number to the adjacent departments, and most of the most frequently called departments are on that phone list, including the clerk's office, but you got to go to number 9. So I do appreciate the time to speak on that, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Ed. I don't know how many people have gone by Memorial Park, but our Parks Department did a phenomenal job of cutting the pine trees down there. You can see underneath them, you would have thought that they went to the barber shop. They are pristine, they're even and everything. Hats off to the guys for doing that. Now we won't have people sleeping under there. Also, I had the opportunity yesterday to drive down Cedar Street, and that new addition, I don't know if Randy wants to speak on that for a moment, but it is absolutely beautiful.
It is. It's very well used by children in that area. I sat there for a while and watched about 20 bikes going both directions. It's going to let the ounce and otter and rabbit children go back and forth between our new improvements at Wright Park. We have a wonderful new playground that Jill and her team spearheaded. We have a new parking lot over there at the skate park, which is really going to be a good overflow parking lot that's got a walking path over to the beach grill and other facilities over there, the splash pad. It's really quite a nice complex. And then what the Eagle Scout's going to do with the skate park's going to be fantastic. And this road, with the proper signage and whatever, is going to be an asset to the neighborhood. The neighbors are concerned that it be controlled correctly, and we'll do everything we can to make it so.
Yeah, thank you. There are very large arrows pointing one direction only on the pavement, and also the bicycle symbol for the bicycle path there. They're very bright. It's very, very nice. I've been working with you, Randy, on that gouge at the point. Have you heard anything back from the DEC on how we can get that fixed? Yes. And when?
The Chautauqua County Soil and Water Conservation will do the repair for us with their equipment and their skill and their material. We do need a DEC permit that the Allegheny office of DEC is helping me do. It's kind of comprehensive for kind of a small area, but that's not unusual. I'll be working on that tonight to finish it up, to get to them. Hopefully they'll give us the permit right away. County with Soil and Water said they'll get, as soon as we get that in hand, they'll be here. So we agree with it. Mayor and Jill have addressed it. We were kind of hoping that we would be exempt from a permit because it's an emergency situation. But we got to cross the T's and dot the I's, and I'm going to do that, get through that permit process tonight. Pictures, diagrams, things like that, and get that filed. Hopefully get the permit. I'd like to get that done this week.
Do you think there'd be a necessity for them to close off the point while the work is being done on it?
No, I think we could redirect the traffic around there. There's things we can do. The point is such a gem for the city that I would like to keep it that way and keep it accessible. So the plan that I have would not close the point for a very long period of time. It's not a difficult fix, but the problem is that when you work close to the shoreline of Lake Erie, you got to jump through a lot of environmental hoops, and we're going to do that.
Okay. Mayor, you mentioned trick-or-treating, and a lot of teachers have been in contact with me, and with the spike of COVID and the COVID contact in the schools, they were wondering, and I did talk to Ryan Hall on this, if you would consider, instead of doing a door-to-door trick-or-treating, to do the trunk-to-trick, and possibly Ryan had suggested doing it at that municipal park on Washington Avenue, to do that.
Absolutely. I think that's probably a good idea, considering with COVID right now and the numbers climbing, that probably would be a better way of doing it. So, yeah, I would support that.
Well, he had a very good idea, and I said I'll bring it to council and see what everybody here, at least, we're giving a little bit of an advance note of that something like that could transpire instead of a door-to-door thing, or them coming into City Hall as they had in past years before COVID.
Right. Well, because of COVID, we are not going to be doing anything inside City Hall, but doing it outdoors out there, I think, is a good idea. By the way, that's the first time that I've heard this idea, so I think it's a good idea, and we should support it.
Oh, you got to thank Ryan. He's got the brainstorms. And as long as we're on that, I do have, your article was wonderful in the paper about the festivals, but I just want to add one more comment that Ryan and Patty, they did a wonderful, remarkable job for a first attempt at getting the festivals and the beach bash and everything put together for the city. It was for a first-time project and an effort. They did a phenomenal job to put Dunkirk on the map. We had people from Buffalo coming here, so hats off to them. And lastly, I just want to say, I know, Judge, I'm done. We have an economic development meeting on October 20th at 4. Correct, Joe? Thank you. I'm done, Paul.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple things tonight. Sandy and Heather, I spoke to you. I got your last minute coming in town today, and Sandy, I got your message during the week. I'm glad you guys are here tonight and talk about it. And by no means, the conversation's not over with tonight. You got promises from everybody here tonight, so we'll take care of that for you guys. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Very much appreciated.
Also, Jill, could you give me a update on the restrooms over at the softball fields? I know that we talked about this like a couple months ago, and they said it was going to start a couple weeks ago. And
Yep.
Any
So,
updates on it?
yes, we met with Kirst. Construction is doing the labor on that project. We met with them about 2 weeks ago. We let them in the building, and they scoped out exactly what materials they would be needing. We have that material list. They sent it to us, and Pam from DPW is helping on this. We're securing the materials, and they look to be starting within the next week or so.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And Randy, just 115 Swan Street, the sewer backup. We spoke about this in the workshop, and it's just it seems like it's a reoccurring issue for this gentleman. And I could see one time, but I mean, obviously there's some problems going on over there. So I wonder if we could maybe get a hold of him with his expertise also being in the business.
Absolutely. Thank you for calling it to my attention with more detail. Yeah, this individual is a professional colleague of mine and personal friend, and he will not only does he have a problem, it's the kind of person you want to bring a problem to, because he will have a solution suggestion also.
Right.
So everybody out there, bring your problems, but also suggest your solutions. This is a guy I'm going to enjoy meeting with a problem, because I know that he's going to have a solution, that recommendation as well. So
Awesome.
I apologize for not getting there sooner, but I'll get there.
Okay, thanks, Randy. I know you got a lot on your plate. Okay, that's all I have. Moving on to unfinished business. Seeing none, pre-filed resolutions, number 68.
Number 68, resolution accepting change order for additional citywide paving.
Any discussion, council? Randy, I see where you got some additional roads on here, and thanks for that. Thanks for all your help for getting this started, and very much appreciated.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 69, resolution with Finance Committee authorization, ARPA stimulus fund used allocations.
So this is with the stimulus fund. I'm asking tonight of the council to table this so we can talk a little bit more on it. I'd like to get the mayor and Richard and some other department heads so we can sit down and put exactly an itemized list on where we want to see this funding go, and we'll go from there. So I need a motion to
I
table.
made a motion to table.
All right.
Second.
Nichols? Stoyl? Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried.
Number 70, resolution authorizing school resource officer agreement renewal, Dunkirk City School District.
Any discussion, council? Chief, we're all good? Okay.
Thank the school for that. We've got a great relationship with them, having our officer in the school system.
Awesome. Thanks, chief. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Any new business? Seeing none, motion to adjourn.
Aye.
By Nichols.
Second.
By Stoyl.
Councilmember Bamanto.
Aye.
Councilmember Stoyl.
Aye.
Councilmember Nichols.
Aye.
Councilmember at-large Vandenboer.
Aye, carried. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, you too, Marty. Thanks, Marty.
They got 103 million for